Vicki Evans.
And I'm Tiegan and Vicki.
And welcome to the Book Tunes podcast. Hello, and welcome back to Book Tunes, episode 8 now. And a quick apology because both of us are dying right now. Tegan's had a flu jab. I have the flu. So you'll have to bear with us. And also a quick apology to Caitlin from Mosley Sounds Radio because she's asked us to be louder, but I don't know where my mic is. So today, this month I got to see Trivium. And who did you get to see, Tegan?
I saw Lovejoy and Theory of a Deadman.
Well, I completely forgot about them. Do you want to do first?
Yeah, sorry, the cats are fighting. Stop! Jeez. So the first one we went to go see was Lovejoy. I knew of them. The lead singer is a Minecraft YouTuber that me and my partner used to watch. And Harry listens to them all the time. I'd never actually listened to one of the songs, so I felt really awkward going. But we tried getting tickets for the last time that they were in Sheffield, but it sold out completely, like within minutes. So we were very lucky to get tickets this time. It was at the O2 Academy in Sheffield, and I'd been there since the Kerrang tour in like 2012.
Yeah.
The venue is exactly the same. I really like the venue. It's small. It does the job.
It's a good venue.
I think it was sold out. It were about 2,000 people, so a smallish gig. I really enjoyed it. I sort of like going to shows for bands that I've not really listened to before and experiencing the songs for the first time live.
Yeah.
I think we did that with 1975. I'd not really listened to many of the songs when we saw them for the first time.
You did it with Harry too, didn't you?
Yeah. But no, I really enjoyed it. I can't remember the support acts. I can, but I can't. What they're called? Luke and Good Kid. They were both amazing. Like, they were so good.
Oh, good.
The crowd was really, really good. I mean, mostly children, like literal children with parents. So I was a bit nervous.
Which YouTuber is it?
You know, the guy's a big Minecraft YouTuber. It's gonna be filled with screaming kids that aren't nice. It's not gonna be a good show. But it was actually really good. Like, the concert etiquette is the best I've ever been to this year.
Oh.
Like, the crowd, like, I don't know if the crowd knew the two support acts or they were just really supportive, but they went absolutely wild for the support acts, and that made me really happy because I feel like there's nothing worse than going and the crowd being absolutely dead until the main act. But no, it were a really good night actually. I don't know if it's the smaller venue, but it felt really intimate, and I feel like it's one of those venues where it doesn't matter if you're at the back of the room, you're quite close to the stage. So I need to send you them pictures actually.
You do. Which YouTuber is it that does it?
Wilbur Sutt. He was part of was he part of the Dream SMP?
I think so.
Yeah, he did work with Dream anyway. We used to watch him when obviously COVID hit and everyone was sat at home doing not a lot. I don't think he really does stuff anymore on YouTube. I think it is just music. And I mean, to be fair, they're a good band.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Song recommendation?
Definitely. Definitely, but they're very indie. I prefer the newer music because it's sort of like when you start as like a young band and you can, when you listen to the difference between the earlier stuff and the newer stuff, you can tell that they've matured in like the voices and like instrument playing and stuff quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I really like them. I really enjoyed it.
Good.
Theory of a Deadman. The not a guilty pleasure per se, but they're very Nickelbacky. I mean, the reason they got famous was because of Nickelback. Take that as you will.
I hear that in them. Yeah, they are very Nickelback.
Yeah, and I've loved them for a while. I was really upset because we were supposed to go to Download last year purely to see these because I really, really wanted to see them. The last couple of times I've been in the UK, we've been like at other gigs or we've not been able to get time off work for whatever reason.
Aww.
So we managed to see them this year, and they're so good. Literally just an old dad rock band.
I like dad rock.
Same, like most of the crowd was like older, middle-aged men, and I was living for it. I don't know why I didn't expect the crowd to be like that. I just thought it were going to be like mine and Harry's age, sort of like younger, but it weren't. I feel like we were the youngest people there, but again, I'm living for it.
Yeah.
The set was really good. Again, really small venue, which sort of surprised me because I thought they were a bit more famous than what they were. But yeah, that was. I made a doozy when we went. It was in Manchester, and they changed the venue. I thought they'd changed it from the O2 Ritz to Academy 2, which is in the like university bit.
Yeah.
But they hadn't. It was the other way around. It was Academy 2 changed to Ritz. So we walked past the Ritz to get to Academy 2 and we were queued up and we were like, we think this is the wrong queue. So we asked one of the security guards and they were like, no mate, it's at Ritz. So we had to walk 20 minutes in the other direction to get to the place it was.
Oh no.
But to be fair, we made it on time. It weren't a massive deal. We still got there. The support act Amongst Liars, I think they were called. They're quite like an old dad rocky band. I think they're from Brighton. They were really good. They had a bit of a technical difficulty to start off with, so I think they ended up having to cut the set a little bit short. But even so, they were making jokes, they were making light of it. Crowd interaction was really good, from Theory as well. The amount of picks that was thrown into the crowd is insane. Literally, the singer Tyler, he'd pick up a pick, strum a few chords, and then throw it into the crowd, and then just keep repeating that.
Yeah.
But no, it was a really good night. Really enjoyed it from both, and I'm my hope for show etiquette is going up slightly. I know we spoke about it in the past with like how bad shows have been recently with etiquette and how like where do you draw the line? Where does the line get drawn of I don't want to go to shows anymore because this is ruining what shows it are and what they used to be. But the last few shows that I've been to have really like boosted my faith in humanity.
Yeah.
So I'm really good. How was yours?
I saw Trivium.
Yes.
I was meant to go to Sheffield. I thought I was supposed to go to Leeds and went to Leeds instead. It was quite awkward. And by awkward I mean absolutely devastating because I went for Alt Corner and I got the editor in trouble and it was a genuine mistake and I couldn't apologise enough. But, what's done is done. It was a good night. Their openers were really good. They started with Orbit Culture. And I won't lie, didn't understand the accent at first, thought it was Armpit Culture. But they were really good. They were Swedish.
Right, okay.
Heavy metal band, like long hair, plays in the dark, heavy songs, really good. I was doing the girly pop dances to it.
We love that.
They were on with what they're called, Bleed From Within, and another accent I couldn't understand because Glasgow. They were really funny. They had loads of like interaction with the crowd. And when everyone was chanting Yorkshire, he was like, Glasgow, Glasgow, I'm louder, I've got the microphone. It was really funny. And they were really good. They were a bit Bring Me the Horizon-y.
Yeah.
Bit of singing, bit of screaming. Like a nice mix.
Yeah.
And then Trivium were really, really good. The stage had too much going on. I suspect they're always quite theatrical with the staging, but they'd made it like full of dragons, and there was a massive, like, what do you call it, stand for the drummer. The drum kit was massive. Like, there was too much going on for me. And they came on and they play really, really fast, and Matt Heafy, he like is crazy on stage. He's got crazy eyes. He's always sticking his tongue out. But they were really nice, and they had a joke with the crowd. They sang "Happy Birthday" to their, I think it was the guitar tech. It was his birthday, so we sang "Happy Birthday" to him. And he was like, "I love this guy. He got me back into anime." So Matt Heafy is a weeb. But yeah, it was really, really good. The only song I know, really, is In Waves.
Yeah.
I more snuck me dad in, because my dad's been taking me to gigs always, like, since I've been going to gigs. And it sold out before he managed to get tickets.
Yeah.
So I played the journalist card and got him in. And I'm hopefully doing it again with Skindred.
Yes, I love Skindred. I don't think we've ever seen them live, but I feel like they're so underappreciated as a band.
Yeah, I've listened to them. I couldn't name a song, but I have listened and, had a bop.
Yeah,
And seeing all them, like, the big fuss lately, like, people hoping to get the first #1 album, I was like, there, fingers crossed.
yeah, they are really good. I mean, I remember when one of my colleagues from work went to download, and I mean, she's not an old lady, but she's sort of middle-aged. She likes what she likes, and she were a bit nervous because she's like, I'm not really into shouty music.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'll help you do your schedule. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, and I'll help you do your schedule. And Skindred were part of that, and I remember trying to explain to her what they sounded like. I'm like, they're rocky, but it's like reggae music. And she went, like UB40, and I'm like, a little bit, yeah. And I remember her coming to me afterwards, and she was saying, like, obviously, thank you for doing the schedule. I really enjoyed all the bands that you suggested, but Skindred were absolutely insane.
Good.
She liked Fearless Vampire Killers as well.
Ah, sick.
I was like, she was like, who are these fun-looking guys? And I was like, we know them.
We've been watching Shadow and Bone on Netflix, and there's a character in that that looks just like Kia, and like they're all dressed like steampunk and that, and they were in dark, and like someone was like, "Who are you?" And me and Matt in sync went FVK. And someone from creative writing on the committee knows Bad Pollyanna.
Oh,
A little bit of a step out, but
claim
it
to
was
fame.
really weird because he like didn't know Ashes or FVK, and I was like, it's so weird to know someone that knows Bad Pollyanna but not the others.
Yeah, that is quite strange. I mean, in Olivia from Huddersfield, though.
Yeah, I have to like bite my tongue all the time when I introduce people to Bad Pollyanna and not go, these are from Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Last week, month even, was quite a heavy one, and we've decided this month to go the complete opposite direction. Instead of talking about bad things that artists do, talk about good things, haven't we?
Yes, yeah. We thought we'd break it up and do something a bit lighter.
Yeah. Unfortunately, also, I've been sick this whole month, so I've not managed to do a lot of research. Is there any you know from the top of your head, Tiegan?
To mention Theory again,
Yeah.
they do really good charity work. So every album that they do, they donate so much money towards certain causes. They do it with merch sales and ticket sales as well. So I think he said this time it's like £1 to what, like, out of every, bearing in mind the tickets were only like 25 quid, which I think's really cheap. For the show that they put on as well. They put £1 from every ticket towards like a charity fund, and they pick a charity at the end of the tour. But then you can put like an optional donation as well. I think I like rounded it up to £5 per ticket.
Yeah.
But the last album that they did, I think they split it because they had 2 singles. RX was one, and not all of it, I think it was maybe half of the money that they got from the streams from that, they did for prescription medication addiction. And they did another song called History of Violence, and I think the tour money went to like domestic violence shelters and stuff. But they've done like animal shelters and like medical charities as well before, and I think that's really good. Like, again, like I was saying, they're not as big as I thought they were as a band, but still, to play small shows like that and then take a big chunk out of the profits to give back into charities, I think so good. Like, I know obviously we're going to mention a few examples of like charity work and stuff that other bands do, but you don't really see it a lot nowadays that bands do that.
No, I mean, it does say in the notes I've managed to get, like, Metallica's done a lot, but just not said anything while they do it.
Yeah.
Bryan Adams, when I saw him, every ticket sold planted a tree.
Yeah.
But that was 2019. Long time ago. Do you know any more?
Just trying to think.
It's proper wild is when I think Theory of a Deadman, I think of I Hate My Life.
Yeah.
And it's not, something to judge them by one song, but it's kind of an Offspring vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect charity from Offspring.
It is really strange because like some of the songs seem very women hating. Like there's Bit Came Back, which is one of the big ones. Blow, which is about like how fucked society is and like with media and celebrities and stuff. Yeah. And when you listen to the songs and know nothing about them contextually, you'd think maybe they're a bit, a bit gish.
Yeah.
Like middle-aged, sour, bitter old men, but they don't seem like that really when you look at like the work that they do. And
yeah, it is just a song.
Yeah.
Just quirky.
Yeah. I can't think of any more from the top of my head, I don't think.
Some like quick examples that I've got here is like Elton John setting up his AIDS foundation. There's Harry Styles. He raised $6.5 million for charity with his Love on Tour.
Yes, I know he does quite a lot. I think he does quite a lot, but he doesn't really speak about it much.
Which I suppose is the way to be.
Yeah.
It's not like YouTubers that are filming themselves giving stuff to homeless people.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's sort of a catch-22. It's a shame that he's not more vocal about it. Yeah. But also I get why not, because he gets so much hate for queer baiting and stuff like that, that if he were to come out and be like, oh, this is how much money I've given to this charity and you should do that too, and
It
like
seems
hard
pretentious.
campaigning, I feel like he'd get
Yeah.
more hate for it. So I think he's probably gone about it the right way, but it is a bit of a shame, really.
It is, yeah. And then obviously, Dolly Parton's got her imagination library.
Yes. Oh, I love Dolly Parton.
I love it. Her and Harry Styles are like good examples of rich people.
Yeah.
It's a big like thing, like billionaires. I hate them, and a lot of people like to suck up to them. But Dolly and Harry should be billionaires by now, but they aren't because they give so much of their money away.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of greed to be a billionaire. So, not to get too political. It's a music podcast, not a politics. Welcome to the Boot Politics podcast. The Tories, thank you. See you next week.
Every episode is just like 4 seconds long, and we just say that every week.
Yeah. The thing is, I'd probably make quite a bit of money doing that, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
It's an idea. Better than being broke. Let's see. I am sorry to you, Tiegan, because I think the screenshots have sent in the wrong order.
Ah, right, okay.
Also, like, one of the main ones that people talk about is Dave Grohl feeding people. I've got it here. I need to actually read it before I.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that recently, where he just went into a soup kitchen and started helping out, didn't he?
Well, this isn't even that. He has done that recently, but he's got a food truck, and it was like it was still like a feed the homeless kind of event, but he just pulled up with his food truck and cooked for 500 people. 450 starving people, and then the staff that were working the event as well.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. The community members are facing poverty, hunger, and homelessness, and it was due to the weather, natural disasters.
Yeah.
For the screenshots, do you want to just alternate?
Yeah. Let me have a look.
So I'll start with architects, and I did actually know a bit about this, but they do a lot for marine conservation. They work with Sea Shepherd, which is a charity helping the seas, and Sam Carter is just like so vocal about how we need to help the environment.
Oh, I love that.
And I knew about that because I did a essay on like artists helping the environment kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like there's obviously some that are more vocal about it than others, but I feel like most charity work that bands do are to help people. You don't get many that are very vocal about the environment.
If I remember right from my reading during the essay, Rue from Enter Shikari works with Sam Carter as well to do it.
Yes, he's very... I mean, a lot of... they've got quite a few songs that are very, stop digging the ice for oil, like...
Yeah.
What are you doing? But I think... Have they done stuff with Extinction Rebellion before? I can't remember. I feel like I've seen he's been to protests that they've put on.
Yeah.
But no, they're very, very on it with environment stuff for Enter Shikari, even to do with, like, their stage lighting. You know how Netflix did the thing with the, it was like colours of the Earth's atmosphere?
Yeah.
And it was blue and then it goes all into red.
Yeah.
They do that for one of their stage backing, like lighting.
Ooh.
I think they tend to do like some speeches and stuff as well about the environment and looking after it.
I would imagine they were quite vocal about Black Lives Matter, I would imagine, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they were as well. I think they try and do like eco-friendly tours as well, you know, try and use as little energy as possible.
Yeah.
I feel like I've read that somewhere.
Although the amount of confetti they set off when we saw them, I don't know how environmental friendly that was.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Actually, I think it was paper rather than plastic. So, moving on then.
Yeah, so let's have a look. I think we've touched before how much I love Bring Me the Horizon and how excited I am for their show next year with Bad Omens. They did some work with the Teenage Cancer Trust, which, if you don't know what that is a UK charity between ages of 13 and 24, and they help people that have been diagnosed with cancer. The Live at the Royal Albert Hall live album and DVD, I actually listen to this album quite often because they had like a full orchestra in the back.
Ooh.
And some of the songs that they did was insane. Like, it just sounded absolutely insane. Very ethereal. And the contrast between the orchestra and then the heavy guitar. Woof.
Yeah.
Has me levitating. Anyway,
Ooh.
the proceeds from the DVD and the album went directly to Teenage Cancer Trust. But they've done stuff with like UNICEF as well. And I'm reading a paediatric intensive care unit in Southampton. Because Jordan Fish, the vocalist / keyboardist, his son fell ill a few days after he was born and ended up in that unit, the paediatric ICU. So he climbed to the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro in 2016 to raise money for that. Which, again, it's sort of like, I love stuff like that. I mean, now that I'm better and trying to get more fit, being active and doing stuff for your own well-being and mental health is so good, but then I'd add in that charity bit on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, to go to Kenya and to see the mountain anyway, and, you know, I can imagine it was a good experience, but then adding in that you're doing it for a good cause is just... I love stuff like that. I don't know why.
For a minute there, I thought you were going to say that now that you're better, you were going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
Absolutely not. It's too warm for me. If I were going to climb any mountain, it would be Everest.
Oh.
Maybe not Everest. I'm not that active.
I struggle with the Pennines, let alone
Yeah, we're going to say maybe start small in the Peak District.
Yeah, just start walking up my street. That'll do it. That 90-degree angle.
Anywhere in Huddersfield.
Yeah. Or Sheffield, for that matter.
Also, Five Finger Death Punch. I don't really hear a lot about these guys anymore. Harry quite likes them. They used to be played on Kerrang all the time and Scuzz, I remember.
The emos at our school loved them, didn't they?
Yeah.
I say emos, we were the emos, the metalheads.
The older ones.
Yeah, the metalheads, not the emos.
They have done quite a lot for US military veterans, which, again, I feel like not niche, but you don't see a lot of people doing work with veterans. Yeah. I feel like any charity work is good. I keep saying this, but I don't want people to think I'm judging for the charities and causes that they choose. Any charity is good. It's not raising money for a cause is not a bad thing, and I can imagine it's so difficult to actually choose something that you want to put a lot of passion and, you know, whatever into. So don't think that I'm judging choices here, because I'm not. Every cause is a good cause. They set up a website called Five Finger Death Punch for Vets, which I read and was like, vets as in animals?
I thought it said vets at first. I won't lie.
It means veterans, not veterinarians. It provides information about PTSD and places veterans can go to seek help.
Yeah.
Apparently they've used music to promote the issue as well. An example being the video for the song Wrong Side of Heaven. I don't think I've seen or heard this, but it, they're doing more than one thing to help and support veterans, which again is good. We love to see it.
I think PTSD needs to be talked about a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, again, not judging causes, but people, when you speak about PTSD, immediately think army, which, a lot of people that have been in the army, I mean, my uncle has, my biological dad has, and they suffer greatly from that.
Yeah.
But it's not just military issues that can cause it. I feel like it does need a lot more attention than people give it.
I've been diagnosed with it.
Yeah.
And, I've not been in military.
I undiagnosed myself with it because I've not been in the military.
You and I wish I could undiagnose myself with things. But, it's like I've had therapy to help it now. And I've got a lot better control. Oh.
They're fine.
I've got a lot better control of it. But it's like, it's not gone. And there's times now when I sit back and I'm like, this is that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing with mental health. I know we're trying to do nice topics and we're going a bit deep, but I feel like to people that have never experienced them, when they hear someone's on medication or they're going to therapy, they think, oh, they must be better now. It never goes away. And especially with my struggles with it, part of the biggest struggle for me was accepting that it was never going to go away. I'd just get better at coping and dealing with it. And it took me a very long time to sort of accept that I'd always be this way. I'd just find better coping mechanisms and sort of find ways to get on with life. And it might not be like that for everyone, but I know most the experience that I've had with other people with mental health issues is it doesn't go away. It's a very common misconception.
And like therapy don't help. Like it don't cure it, but it does help, I should say. It's not a cure, but this is how you handle it. This is how you better ways to think. And like a lot of people on therapy and a lot of people on CAMS, the child therapy service in the UK. And honestly, my CAMS therapist, I know this is just my personal account and other people could fully have different, but she would have gone to the ends of the world for me. Like, best therapist I've had. I definitely recommend therapy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I found that cognitive behavioural therapy didn't work for me. I don't know if that's because I'm in the midst of getting diagnosed with something specific, which would explain why it doesn't work. It did help, but it didn't work how it should work.
I found for me it works as a temporary solution.
Yeah, like if you're in a bad frame of mind, you're not going to want to put in place the wellness techniques that they teach you.
No.
Like that is part of it. Again, I couldn't get my head around. Like if you're in, especially for me, if I'm in such a bad state and I'm, spiraling, I'm not going to want to go and then go through the care plan that's been set out for me.
Yeah.
But just having someone listen that doesn't know you, that's never experienced you, that doesn't know what type of person you are, sit and listen and validate your feelings helped. That's what mainly helped for me.
I had some just counselling from uni last year, and so I'd been in like a situation and no one was listening to me, like no authoritative figure was listening to me. And I sat and I talked to this counsellor, and straight away she was like validating it. She was like saying, your feelings are there, this is not a good situation, and they're not handling it how they should be handling it. and just to be listened to, I was sobbing at the end of it because it felt that good.
Yeah. It is. It's. I mean, I know we're straying far from music, but it's. I think music helps as well, and I know there's been a lot of controversy over the years that are like, oh, you know, emo music makes people hurt themselves, whatever, but it's not. It's that validation from knowing other people feel the same.
Yeah.
And being able to sort of like listen to lyrics that convey how you're feeling that you've never been able to describe before, which sounds very emo.
No, I mean, I gave a review to Boston Manor's latest. I don't know if it was a mini album or an EP, but like, I think it was Boston Manor. But in my review, I actually said I think I trauma bonded with this music because it was just vocalizing what I felt.
Yeah. I mean, on a related note, I don't know if you know him. There's a guy that Harry was friends with called Ant, and I don't know if he is the founder or co-founder, but he's a big part of a charity called Heavy Metal Therapy.
What's his last name?
And that's a mental health charity. They do a lot of work with sort of like alternative people that have found solace, and is solace the right word? I don't know. They've found sort of meaning and hope in heavier music, and they've got a lot of good resources out there. And like I said, it's a charity. It's all volunteer based, and it looks really good. I've not had like direct involvement. I've just sort of been lurking in the sidelines and sort of like
I'm thinking
following
at right
Instagram
person.
and
I
stuff like
think
that.
he
But it
will.
looks really good. They do a lot of good stuff.
Linkin Park is next.
Linkin Park.
And sorry, I'm having like a massive nose block right now. The band has participated in 2005's Live 8 series of benefit concerts, and set up Music for Relief, which is an organisation that supports victims of natural disasters. And then we all know about Chester Bennington killing himself.
Yeah.
So they've done a lot since then for mental health and suicide awareness and prevention. Have you got anything to add to that?
No, I mean, from what I know of like Mike Shinoda and the other members, they all seem like good guys. I mean, they did a lot of work before Chester, and I can imagine, you know, like Dave Grohl with Kurt Cobain. I don't know why his name suddenly deleted itself from my head.
I don't know.
It must have been such a hard thing for everyone to go through, like not just his family, but you know, the band members, and it's such a hard thing. But the fact that they're carrying on, and in his name they're trying to honour him by going on and doing suicide prevention stuff, I think that's very honourable. I think that's what he would have wanted.
Yeah, they're the good ones, and you know, I remember like when it was announced that he'd killed himself. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
And then they released One More Light, and that song just hits different, doesn't it?
It does. It's devastating.
It is. Parkway Drive, because I'm skipping Metallica because I've got quite a bit like afterwards on Metallica as well, so I thought might as well talk about them all together.
Yeah.
And they also care deeply about the environment, and they've toured tours that are partnered with Sea Shepherd, and campaigned against construction projects in their hometown. fearing some work could, not should, destroy the city. So, some more environmental boys, and I like Parkway Drive. I've seen them live.
Yeah, I've not. I don't think I've seen them, but I've heard a few of the songs, and they seem really nice. Again, obviously, we don't know them personally, but you just get good vibes from people, you know.
We don't know people we know personally.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I have to say on that, really. And the one I've been reading from the article is one from Loudwire, and what they have to say about Metallica is that their European leg of the Worldwide tour, they raised $1.65 million for charitable causes, which they've been doing for decades. Let's read. They have their very own non-profit, which I talked about when I saw the live streams.
Yes.
Am I being really loud, or are my ears just sensitive?
No, you're not. You're not. I don't think you're loud.
I'm really sorry if I'm being really loud. Their own non-profit, which is dedicated to creating sustainable communities by supporting workforce education, the fight against hunger, and other critical local services. Recent projects that Metallica have been involved in include the construction of Romania's first children's cancer hospital and a $63,000 donation to German Youth Welfare Service Free Zone Mannheim.
Oof.
And then I've got an article from Global Citizen, which I think is 5 ways Metallica have given back.
Yeah.
Number 1 is that they've kept it secret. They've not publicised a lot of the charity work that they've done to avoid seeming like it was patting themselves on the back. Which is, as we talked about, we don't want to seem like you're going, look at me, I'm a good person, look at all the charity.
Yeah.
Quietly donating food and money to cities where they've played. Yeah. Oh, it goes on and on. Does it? No, I think this is the second point. In 2017, Metallica founded the All Within My Hands Foundation. Donated $277,000 to the first cancer hospital I've just said. And $135,000 towards Germany to help victims of a severe flood.
And they also joined the Global Citizen in the Global Citizen. Is that
I think
charity?
It's a charity. Must be.
It just didn't sound right when I was trying to read it out.
Oh, yeah.
God, this recording's a hot mess.
This whole podcast is.
It is. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Series 2 will be better, I'm sure.
So they also try. Oh, God.
Take 3.
Third time lucky. What did the try to do? What was I trying to say?
Breathe. Have some water.
I think I've gone flu mad.
Oh, we all get it.
Oh dear. Is this going to be in the bloopers? The outtake?
I'm just going to leave it in. I promise to
Hello, Susan.
Huh?
I have a wild Susan. You're not supposed to be up here. Oh, Dad's coming. Go. You can't be on the podcast. You don't have thumbs.
Hi.
Goodbye.
Is Harry there yet?
Yeah, he is. He's just taking her out.
I got no Harry love.
No cameo from Harry this week. Dang. He's laughing outside the door.
Harry, come back.
I think he's gone
Hi.
now. Oh, okay. Let me try again.
We're professionals.
Professional ghosts. We're just having fun. We're just having fun. Whew. Okay. Every time I open my mouth, I know I'm gonna be up. Okay, I've had a sip of coffee. I'm gonna try again.
You don't like coffee?
It's iced coffee.
Ah, fair enough. You like iced coffee.
It's different and full of sugar. So they also joined Global Citizen, which is a charity.
It is,
as we have discussed,
I think,
in the fight to end extreme poverty in 2016. So they...
This is a charity.
The what? It is a charity.
It is
Confirmed.
A charity.
Confirmed.
Organisation.
So they did a set on the Global Citizen Festival stage in 2016. So they did it to take action and support their mission to end extreme poverty, combat climate change, and empower historically excluded communities. That was a mouthful. So that seems like a very well-rounded charity. So poverty, climate change, and sort of like minority communities.
Yeah.
Good. They also joined a 24-hour global event in 2021 with Global Citizen, performing from Louisville? In Kentucky, there we go. In support of their campaign to defend the planet and defeat poverty. It doesn't say like statistics of how much money was made and stuff like that. It just says that they performed and did some events with them. But even so, I think that's good. I mean, I know, like you said, they're not really very vocal about the stuff that they donate and the charity work that they do, but I feel like it's quite obvious when you're doing a show for a charity and 24-hour events that you are doing stuff for them. But no, I feel like I overlook Metallica. I like them, don't get me wrong, but I don't really listen to them, and I don't know a lot about them. But from the charity work that they do, I mean, I think we've said this before, like, if I was in a band as big as Metallica, and I had so much money, I feel like I'd do the same.
Yeah.
Like, what would I be able to buy apart from a bigger house and a bigger car, realistically? If I had enough money to live comfortably, and so much money off royalties and merch sales and tour and stuff like that, I wouldn't know what to spend it on. I feel like I'd be very irresponsible with it, so I feel like it'd be responsible to give it to charities.
Yeah. I mean, I'd just fill the fridge up, get myself somewhere nice to live, have a pet or two, make sure they're, like, looked after. And I'm not really into, like, fashion brands or out.
Yeah.
So what else am I going to do with all this money?
Exactly. And I feel like people undermine wealth, like what it is to be a billionaire and never have to work a day in your life and stuff like that. Like, they literally have money to burn.
It's come out this week. Sorry, I've just remembered. Mick Jagger has said to leave the Rolling Stones discography to charity because his kids don't need it to live comfortably.
Yeah.
So that's... I mean, I thought it was really funny that it was like, my kids don't need it. But fair enough. I mean, a second-hand album from them still goes at like 80 quid.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's good though. I like seeing that, especially in older musicians, like that have done the partying days, that have done the drugs and the big tours, and they're still quite big bands because the classic rock that, you know,
they
younger
like to
people will
find
be
a
into because of the
genre.
parents, and the parents will be into because of the grandparents and stuff like that. And the fact that they've, you know, got older and matured and realised there's so much more to life than partying. And of course they've still got money to party, and a lot of them probably still do that, but you know, I feel like, again, it's supposed to be very wholesome and not very deep, this episode, but it's easy to overlook how disadvantaged people are. Even coming from like an us perspective, you know, you're in uni, I work full time. I've been very lucky, me and my partner, to have a house. I mean, we got it for quite cheap, you know. We never really went out. We never really had anything to pay for before we bought a house. So we were very lucky in actually getting a house. A lot of people don't and can't do that. Like, I do it all the time. I sit and I'm like, oh, I've got to clean the house. And I'm like, people don't have the privilege of cleaning the house. People don't have houses. Why am I complaining?
I mean, I, like, fully expect to never be able to own my own home. I hope I'm never homeless, but, you know, I don't think the market's there for me.
No, the market's so bad at the minute. I mean,
mind you, they're on about it crashing, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what a lot of people are hoping for. There's a few people at work that are wanting to buy a new house or to move out of renting, and it's so difficult.
They're making it illegal for landlords to ban pets because it's a mental health thing. And like a lot of landlords are like, oh, you know, lots of people will just like sell the houses and the market will crash, and we're all like, oh no, affordable housing. Oh.
But no, I think overall, after last month's episode and how deep we got, I know we've got a little bit deep today, but wholesome wise, it's so nice to see bands giving back. I mean, to be able to do music full time is something that I think we've both spoken about is the dream. Creating music and performing it live and having people enjoy it and, you know, come and support you is literally the dream. And I can imagine any band say, you know, they would say that that is the dream, that they love doing it. They don't see it as a job. But also to give back as well.
Your cats are so angry today.
Yeah, it's been a full moon, hasn't it? Rocky!
Ah, yeah. Which two is it?
It's Rocky and the four others. He's just chosen violence today.
Fair enough.
He's fuming. Why are you fuming? What a bumhole.
I mean, to put it into perspective, like, last month, the artists we talked about were like, I'm in a position of power, I'm going to use it to my benefit. And the ones that we're talking about this month, I think I keep saying week instead of month. It's stupid. But the ones we're talking about this month are like, I fully acknowledge that this money I should, like, who needs this money?
Yeah.
I've got a voice, I'm like in a position where I can make a change, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love to see it. We love to see it.
We love to see it. So the other 2 points on Metallica, they've also been very vocal about the environment. Performed at the Live Earth concert in 2007. They've donated to environmental groups like World Wildlife Fund, the Sierra Club, and the Rainforest Action Network. They donated $775,000 to wildlife relief following the Australian wildfires. And they are taking part in a climate justice hero challenge to stand up for those being most impacted by climate change. Ooh, that's something to look into, isn't it? Yeah. And then finally, they made several donations to groups helping communities with the COVID pandemic. Obviously, helping the music business stay alive, giving money towards those that lost the jobs and that in it. Yeah.
What good boys.
Sorry?
What good boys.
What good boys. Oh, I'm very sorry if this has been like me snotting all over. I can't apologise enough for like the state of me these last few months because I've been sick so much. I think that's it, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
We've reached the hour point, so we don't need to think of a third topic of conversation.
Yes, thank God.
Oh, good.
My brain is mush today.
My ears are ringing. And I have to
dear.
edit and get it all up for tonight. We've left this very last minute this month.
Yeah.
And that's on me because I'm thinking like we've got another week of September.
Yeah, to be fair, I did. That's why I completely forgot about it yesterday. I'm so sorry about that. I was just like, oh yeah, it's next week.
I mean, I was like, oh, we'll do it next Friday because then we can talk about the 3 concerts I've got next week. And then I was like, hang on. That's October.
Yeah, because I got paid. Did I get paid? I got paid yesterday, and the notification came up on my banking app, and I was like, why have I been paid? There's 2 weeks left of September, right?
Where's it gone? It usually lasts so long to September.
I know, it'll be New Year soon. We're already sorting out his Christmas do at work. I'm like,
I've bought Matt's Christmas present this morning, waiting for you.
Honestly, this year has gone so quick.
It has. And to put into perspective, like, this podcast is running February to November. We've got 2 episodes after this, and then we've got a Christmas break.
Jeez. What?
I know.
That's insane.
Anyway, should we think of something spooky to talk about next month?
Huh?
A Halloween theme.
Sorry, I did not hear a word you said.
Shall we have a Halloween theme podcast? Because it will be coming out on Halloween.
Ooh, I think we should.
Yeah?
We could talk about how FVK do Halloween gigs.
I was thinking that. There was also Harryween.
Yes, like artists that do like Halloween stuff. Spooky bands.
Great costumes.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, like band-themed Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
Then we can mention some spooky bands, like Ryan Gosling was in a band, and they do like weird, like gothic, spooky, vintage music.
And like the nightmares in there are like red-themed graveyards.
There's an artist that I've been listening to from TikTok, and she's quite spooky, very girl boss. Can't remember what she's called. She sung about Ted Bundy being a dickhead. What's she called? True crime song. Penelope Scott. She was... I think she was with Elon Musk. I think she's one of Elon Musk's ex-girlfriends. Let's have a look. Penelope Scott. I will find it. I'm on the wiki. Let's have a look. I can't find anything, but she does have a song about him.
Yeah. Maybe she just wanted to criticise him.
Yeah. Became known as a song for Elon Musk. No, it's vaguely about him, but it's not.
Right.
Any in relation to her, but I do really like her music, so that might be one to mention next month. Yeah.
There's a TikTok artist I really like the sound of it. I can't remember her name. She does that I Get Dirty Thoughts About You song. Have you heard that one?
It sounds familiar.
I get dirty thoughts about you. They get worse when I'm around you. Does that
Yeah.
ring a bell? Yeah. Lovely singing there. But she does one where she's like, yeah, you're in the power now, but someday you'll die and I'll be dancing on your grave.
Yeah.
And that's a really good song.
I feel like it's so cringy finding TikToks on artists on TikTok now. But
Maybe
I
this
love
is
it.
something we should talk about, the TikTokification of music.
Yes, definitely.
It's
And
something that's coming to
the
my
stigma
life
around
at
it.
the minute. Sorry, what are you saying?
Like the stigma around it. Like I'm embarrassed to say a lot of the bands that I listen to are found on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because of the
But then,
stigma.
like, there is a way of, like, writing music and promoting it now that's from TikTok. And Connor Ball does it with his new band.
Mm.
And I was like, this is such a fall from grace from the Vamps that you're now, like, there being a TikToker. And he's like, oh, we all knew this one girl that, like, watched murder documentaries and you all thought she'd murder someone, blah, blah, blah. This is a song for them.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because it sort of tells you what the song's about and it's, like, less interpretation.
Yeah, like I sort of like that, having a vague meaning of a song and then you can just
Yeah.
pick and choose what it means.
Anyway, maybe that's November's topic.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'd want to get someone in, like a TikTok musician in. And I'm saying that because I'm seeing a TikTok musician on Thursday. And I'm like, could I sneak an interview? But also, we're seeing Seed Queen, aren't we?
Yeah, and she were very, very TikTok heavy.
Who else have you got on next month?
I feel like it's just Scene Queen.
Oh. See you next week. I've got Scene Queen Tuesday, 5 Sauce. What comes after Tuesday? Wednesday. And then Casey Lowry Thursday, which is the TikTok guy. He's the guy that someone says something misogynistic and then he stitches it and writes a comedy song about it. With really long blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in Paris next week.
Oh.
If Matt don't come, you're welcome to come with me.
Yeah. What day is that?
Sorry?
What day is that?
Thursday.
Well, let me know and I'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on how tired he is after 5 Sauce.
Yeah.
And then I've got, like, I think it's next month that I'm, like, a maybe with Fall Out Boy and Blink-182.
So. Yeah, I think I've only got Scene Queen and then Till Lindemann in December.
Ooh. Let's just check my calendar because I'm right by it. Oh, I'm falling off my bed. Oh, my knee. As Everything Unfolds. I've got As Everything Unfolds as well.
Oh.
They're a pop punk band.
Yeah.
Very Tonight Alive. Yeah. And then we'll think of something spooky to say.
Yes.
Thank you, Tiegan.
Thank you, Vicky.
And hopefully next month we've got a Kathy show.
We miss you, Kathy.
We miss Kathy. I think we have because I've seen her, like, arranging interviews.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll see you next month. Bye.
Goodbye.